But right now, it's all about this Dijon team sitting there quiet, perhaps meditating, perhaps in prayer, looking ahead to another big game for them and what is turning out to be a very good season. Here you are in Group D, Dijon up at the top 4-0. Can't get any better than that. And you've got Casademont Zaragoza, who, by the way, have been one of the top teams in Spain in second place at 2-2. But coming off a tough week last week, Casademont Zaragoza losing last week, surprisingly crashing to defeat at Neptunus Claypita 91-73. So they've got perhaps a little bit of payback tonight. You wonder if they're going to catch a backlash. Nevertheless, Dijon, what a great team. Richard Solomon, Rashid Suleiman, Michael Young, Dimitri Radnich, Jeremy Leluc, David Holston, Lamont Ulmer, Abdoulaye Loum, Alex Chasson, and Axel Julien playing for Laurent Legnat. Is that a roster that can go all the way in this competition? Well, the longer that they stay unbeaten, the longer the title prospects will be discussed for Dijon. Spain has certainly made its mark on the competition with the Beerstar Tenerife, especially. How about Zaragoza? Well, they've got Justiz of Cuba, Jonathan Barreto, DJ Sealy, Nicolas Brasino, the Argentina World Cup star, Nemanja Radovic, Carlos Aluthen, Fran Vasquez, Robin Benzing, Vit Krejci, who's an exciting player, all the way up and down that roster. It's a good roster. It's a talented roster. And when they put it all together, one of the top rosters, really, you think, in this competition. But if they're not firing on all cylinders, it can be a long night for Casademont Zaragoza, as it was last week when they traveled to Lithuania and lost so convincingly to Neptunus.
Comenzamos con la presentación del equipo francés por parte del Dijon con el número 0, Solomon. 1, Suleiman. 2, Michael Young.
Talking about this Dijon team, the players that are leading the way, Suleiman, you saw him just come out 15.7 points per game. David Holston, 14, there he is. David Holston, 14.8 points per game, and Chasson at 10.5 points per game. Axel Julien has been tough there, the France international. Third highest rated efficiency per game player in this team behind Holston and Suleiman. Michael Young has been tough, leading the rebounding at 5.3 per game. Ulmer has averaged 4.3. And in terms of the assists, 8 assists per game for Holston, 7.5 for Julien, and 2.3 for Suleiman. So at 14.8 points and 8 assists per game for an unbeaten Dijon team, I think you have to say David Holston's right now a contender for the MVP award. But anyway, a long way to go. A long way to go. That was Justiz, the Cuba international. Barreto as well. Got a nice shot. Sealy, remember, got fouled at Besiktas earlier this year. Made those crucial free throws to win the game. Brasino, I tell you what, feast or famine for him. But when he gets hot, Brasino, he is electric. Aluthen doing the bulk of the ball handling duties for this team. Fran Vasquez, he's been around for a long time. Played even for Spain's national team as recently as the European qualifiers. Great story, the longevity of his career. Vit Krejci, the young rising Czech star. Trygve Linnesen, the Icelandic center. And for Casademont Zaragoza also, you saw the coach there, Porfirio Fisak. So just minutes away here from the start of what promises to be a really good game. Unbeaten Dijon taking on 2-2 Zaragoza here in Spain. And you have to get into the top 4 to progress to the playoffs. And anytime you get road wins, those are like gold. You know, the feeling is that really you have And Fisak there you see hiding behind Krejci.
No faltarán tampoco a su cita nuestra mascota Link, ahí nos vemos, y nuestro speaker en cancha, a Pincho.
Krejci brings a lot of energy to the team and finds himself in the starting 5 tonight.
La cheerleaders de Casademont Zaragoza, que no falten nuestros colores en la grada desde este momento. Comenzamos a animar a nuestro equipo.
Just as a reminder, folks, you might want to load the Champions League, Basketball Champions League app into your smartphone to get all the latest news and information. Features, stats, standings. If you want it, you got it. Videos, you can see it all there. The amount of work that has been undertaken with the Basketball Champions League. I know the people, all of them, that work in the Basketball Champions League, tireless. They do it with incredible enthusiasm, and it's all reflected in the great work that you see on their website, championsleague.basketball, and in their app, and all those wonderful columns that you see. And I know the players themselves love checking out who's going to be in the top 5 videos, the top dunks, top plays of the week. And it's been a lot of fun. This is year number 4 in the Basketball Champions League. Iberostar Tenerife winning the first year, Ike winning the second in Athens, and last year, of course, Virtus Bologna winning that incredible Final Four that was put on in Antwerp, the great city in Belgium. What a wonderful place. The Basketball Champions League has been absolutely terrific in its first 3 seasons, and year number 4 is looking special as well. Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to Zaragoza, Spain. This is the Basketball Champions League. It's the game day 5 clash between Zaragoza, Casademont, Zaragoza in the red, and JDA Dijon in the white. Dijon unbeaten and facing quite a test tonight. And Justiz, the Cuba international, their most famous player these days, goes up and scores with the left hand. Always a good sign to get your big man going early. Bounce pass back to Chasson. Ball goes off, and now back into the hands of Krejci. And driving right in and scoring uncontested, Robin Benzing, who is in his second spell at Casademont Zaragoza. It's always a good sign when your old club wants you to come back. Jump shot, and ball rims out. And Justiz again goes up. So following Michael Young's miss for Dijon, Justiz goes down and scores again. And now see that terrific start here for Zaragoza. Radovic called for a blocking foul. Laurent Legnom looking to pick up the tempo here. Feels like his team needs to pick up the pace a little bit. This was Young's miss. Chasson passes up the open jumper. And the dump down low, Chasson, and that's why, because they knew they could get a better shot. Give the assist to Rachid Suleiman. Allez Dijon, look at this. Benzing had the hands up, and Alexandre Chasson doesn't miss. Justiz out to Benzing. Count it! Wide open! And the Germany international Played at the World Cup this summer in China. Shows you why. He's got some game, doesn't he? 5 quick points for Benzing. Bounce pass in low. Chasong misses, gets it back, and scores despite Justice bearing down on him. Well, that is a great sign for Dijon in that they've been able to get effectively two layups on consecutive trips. Benzing feels the defense on his back. Now gets it to Krejci. Alothin off the ring. And now another chance, and again, Benzing. 8 points. Well, if he scores at this clip, he might set the scoring record. I'm sure he's going to cool off eventually, but great start for Benzing. 2 early threes. Martin Young misses again. Krejci avoids Suleiman. Takes it in. Boy, that is a big-time move right there. Feeling the defense and going in with the left hand. That was quality. Defense could have been better from Dijon, but nevertheless, Krejci growing up before our eyes. Let's go down to the bench and listen to Legnon.
First action, here, post up, close is the turn, close like a crazy. Second action, roulette to drive, no give a foul. Third action, opposite of the screen. After that, easy pass for 3 points. Roulette fast break.
Hey, coach, they going a lot of backside. They going to the post.
Go here, only one time here. It's for that, on the screen, on the trap. Pass the legs, don't stay on the screen. On that.
They said 2 screens back there.
Pass that. After in offense, it's good shot, but this time it's the defense.
Ese aplauso para los brasileños también que estuvieron acompañando a Pincho en este primer tiempo bueno del partido.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt the coach while he was so intense because I thought what he was saying was really interesting, but clearly he wants to see the defense and the intensity on defense go up. 14-4 out of the gates fast. And as good as Benzing has been, boy, that Krejci drive at the end there was something else. I think Legnon was wanting his team to commit a foul before giving away a layup. Beautiful bounce pass inside Chasong again. Oh, wow. Rolling this time to his right and scoring with the left hand. Four points for Chasong. I thought he'd actually scored all 6 points, but I might be wrong on that one. Anyway, and now Chasong called for the foul on Justice. Bounce pass to Justice. Puts it up, and Radovic there for the putback. Suleiman back to Young. Young can't get it to go right now. And the foul called on Suleiman. 16-6. You know, you feel like Dijon unbeaten coming in here tonight, knowing that people are starting to talk about them. But they have not seemed to be quite as fired up as their opponents tonight. course, that can change quickly. But three-pointer again, the third for Benzing. Wow, he is on fire. And the alley-oop pass, and Young still can't get it to go. Benzing is on fire right now. 3 threes. Please, coach, don't take him out. Leave him in. Let him shoot while he's hot. Axel Julien comes out.
Cambio en Casademont, se retira a 12. Entra con el 44, Javi García.
Also, Aitor Escurin Gonzalez has come into the game, youngster. And just when I said, oh, that was Radovic missing down low. Now Suleiman pulls up on the break and hits the 2. Krejci. Okay, we've seen some great Czech basketball players emerge the last few years. Now the pass down low to Hustis. His quick pass to Krejci. Look how quick he is with the hands. Then passes it back outside. Here comes Radovic, denied by the newcomer. And quickly to the break. And the follow by Loom. Abdoulaye Loom. Now Krejci, beautiful foul. No. Hustis didn't come up with it. And then Benzing reaches around, tries to commit the foul. Wasn't called. Suleiman says, why wasn't the foul called? Abdoulaye Loom, meanwhile, not able to rebound that. And Javier Garcia, number 44 in the game. Abdoulaye Loom again with another rebound. Holston, meanwhile. Instant offense has checked into the game. Number 11. Here he is. He's got the ball. Looks for an opening. Bounce pass. Has it taken away, though, by Krejci. He's not taking any prisoners tonight. He goes up for the two-handed dunk. Inspired decision to start Krejci because he has been terrific. Krejci this time picks up the foul. And he hears the applause as he heads over to the bench. Goes up for the two-handed rim rocker, Krejci. Meanwhile, that was the assist going for Holston. So right now on the court is Barredo. Robin Benzing stays in the game with a game-high 11 points. Javier Garcia, Javier Hustis, and DJ Sealy has come into the game for Zaragoza. And also for Dijon, it's Holston, Leloup, Jeremy Leloup. Should spark things on defense. Abdoulaye Loom, Richard Solomon, and Rashid Suleiman in the game. They're looking to see if this is a three-pointer or a 2. They're not going to see it from that angle. But, okay, so the official in front of the Dijon bench there had his arms raised for 3. But it looked like Porzingis was closer, although trailing, and he called it a 2. I think that's a 3. I think I could see even from that distance. No, they're going to say it was a 2. If those are the only 2 angles that they saw, it was hard to rule. So maybe a little bit of a bad break for Dijon, but there might have been a camera angle that they looked at that we didn't see. Suleiman passes it back to Holston. Open. Count it! Goodness me, can he shoot the basketball? Right off the bench. David Holston shooting 50% from three-point range on the season, comes right out and nails one. Now has the ball blocked, and here it is on the break, and not able to catch up to the basketball was Richard Solomon on the break. Well, Benzing finally goes out. And Brasino gets his first run, along with Sealy, as I said, Garcia, Justice, and Barreto. Here's Brasino. Bounce past Justice, and then he goes baseline. And Jonathan Barreto tried to score with a reverse layup, but kind of flicked the ball up there. Holston again sees a little daylight. This time, the ball doesn't drop. Brasino, head snaps back. Played for Beerstar Tenerife last season. And this time, trying to catch up to a pass from Justice. Now Trygve Linnesen comes into the game. Now this will be interesting. He really has been able to change the complexion of games. Trygve Linnesen, a couple of weeks ago, he was terrific. Julien back in the game. Bounce pass. Solomon goes up, blocked from behind by Brasino. Brasino gets it back and dunks it. How about that? Zaragoza on the break and finished by Brasino. Abdoulaye Loom, short, falls right into the hands of Solomon, who is again denied. And Brasino battles for the ball. It's going to go over to Zaragoza. I think Laurent Legnon realizes that tonight maybe his team might not have been ready to play right at the off, and they've spotted Zaragoza 12 points here. There's the follow from Linnesen and off target. Holston puts it off the glass. Linnesen, I think DJ Sealy trying to get the big fella the ball. It was a couple of weeks ago here in this arena against Falco Sombotle, who, I mean, this Linnesen with 5 of 7, scored almost all of his points on dunks in his 15 minutes of action. So it could be something that they could exploit. There's a foul called on Garcia. Holston averaging 14.8 points per game. Here he is getting up and gets swatted by Linnesen. Holston looking like he's complaining that there wasn't goal interference called, or goaltending, or maybe he was appealing for a foul. It's definitely not goaltending. Great reaction there by Trygve Linnesen, and good defense as well by Abdoulaye Loom to prevent the long shot there at the end of the first quarter. Casademont Zaragoza, meanwhile, lead at 23-11 over Dijon at the end of one. Zaragoza 3 of 5 from deep. That's all Benzing. 7 of 12 inside the arc. Just 1 of 5 from deep for Dijon.
Se acaba el tiempo, la pareja que más lleve se llevará este lote de productos Villar. Vamos, vamos. Llevamos una por aquí y una por allá. Más arriba esos tiros. Venga, que queda tiempo. Vamos. Se resisten, ¿eh? Están nerviosos. No como nuestro Casademont, que lo metemos todo, vamos. Gran comienzo este primer cuarto. Vamos, vamos, vamos. Que se acaba. 15 segundos. 2 por allí. Por aquí, ¿cuántas llevamos? 2 también. Empate. Vamos, 10 segundos. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tiempo. Venimos al centro, rápido. Venimos al centro. Venimos al centro. 2. Por aquí 2. Repartiremos este lote, magnífico lote de productos Villar. Fuerte aplauso, claro que sí. Y seguimos animando a Casademont Zaragoza. ¡Vamos!
Muchas gracias a los participantes.
So David Holston coming out and firing in that three-pointer, but Dijon needing to pick things up here in the second quarter, as they have spotted their opponents a big lead tonight.
Nadie nos para.
So everybody watching
En defensa.
here tonight, and Zaragoza looking to go above the 500 mark. And they are well on their way to doing that if they keep this up. A terrific start by Zaragoza. And great play again by Lennison. Seeley. That was Dylan Ennis that you might have seen watching the game from the stands. New signing for Zaragoza, not playing tonight. Seeley looks down low, has the ball knocked out of his hands, but a foul has been called.
Primera falta personal del número 0, Solomon, la primera.
So Solomon picks up his first foul. Holston really putting the clamps on Garcia. Garcia picks up no-look pass, has it knocked away by Abdoulaye Loom. Terrific defensive player, Abdoulaye Loom. Not only with his shot blocking, but obviously coming up with a steal, forcing the turnover. Now they swing it. Much crisper passing, and Loom. And I'll tell you what, the signs are there now that Dijon might be ready to come back. Brasino gets it to Lennison and does not dunk it and missed the shot. I'm sure Fisak would like him to go up and just throw it down. Axel Julien, meanwhile, goes down, and his pass intended for Abdoulaye Loom goes out of bounds. Julien goes out of the game. And Garcia goes out. Alethine is back in. Alethine closely guarded by Holston. Sealy blocked and nevertheless fouled, so he will go to the free throw line. So there's Ulmer that picks up the foul. Kind of feels like the calm before the storm right now here in Zaragoza. You know that this thing is going to heat up a little bit. But Zaragoza could not have had a better start. Much of it owing to Benzing's offense and Krejci's energy. Sealy makes both free throws. Alley-oop, and Solomon goes up for the dunk. Boy, Holston is really pulling the strings, isn't he? It's not just his scoring, it's his playmaking. And he's quite a nuisance on defense. If you watch him, there he goes down. He's right up in the grill right now of Aluthin, and this time he's called for the hand check. Now Aluthin having words. Watch this. He's getting his money's worth out of the foul. That was his assist. So Holston had already been called for the foul, and as Aluthin kind of dribbled to his left, Holston went right up and got his body on him again. And that was what Aluthin took exception to. I think he kind of laughed it off, but Holston kind of sending a message right now with his defense. Aluthin has the ball knocked away and not able with Ulmer to catch it. So 3.3 seconds left on the shot clock. Ball now turned over. Chance to get that deficit to single digits. Loop gets it to Ulmer and has it swatted by Trigby, the second block of the night for the big Icelandic center. He just has such natural leaping reaction instincts, Linnison, especially on defense. We've seen it tonight. It's the offense that needs to polish. Now the ball, Ulmer's pass intercepted by Sealy. What will he do? Brasino catches it, passes it to the corner. Aluthin for three. Nope, he misses, and ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be, well, I thought it was going to be Zaragoza possession, but it's going to be Dijon basketball.
Otra defensa, otra defensa.
Holston pulls up. This time short. Aluthin dribbles behind his back. Sealy open for three. Good. And the lead goes back to 13. DJ Sealy. That's his first shot from deep tonight. And the three-point shot has been very good for Zaragoza. Ulmer. Nice soft touch. We know that was inside the arc, but he misses anyway. And the hustle, knocking it away, goes back the ball to Zaragoza. Into the corner it goes, on the wing rather to Brasino. They don't want to give him that. They hustle, but Barreto launches one from deep, and this time the hustle again from Sealy, and he ends up with another three attempt. And finally, Dijon come up with the basketball. Pass. Solomon had missed that shot. Now a foul called. Second foul on Solomon.
Segunda falta personal del número 0 Solomon. Cambios en el Casademont.
That was Seeley's three-pointer. Again, another look.
Entraron Benzing y Javier Jusliz.
Benzing, meanwhile, comes back in. He was hot, so you don't want him to stay out too long. Livingston, meanwhile, goes out of the game, and he gets a pat on the back for his shot swatting. Seeley, meanwhile, the chance to take the lead back up to 13 points.
Seeley. Calme Casademont, se retira Dijon. Vuelve Vid Cressy y estamos en defensa.
Cressy comes back in the game for Seeley. And this could be an advantage for Zaragoza. They seem to have be replacing like for like here. Cressy and Benzing had the great starts early. They go out. They haven't lost any of the lead. Leloup, meanwhile, comes in, misses for Dijon. Oh, beautiful find. Nice pass and nice finish. Cressy. Give that assist to Barreto. There's only one team in it right now, and it's Casademont Zaragoza. Bringing Dijon back down to earth a little bit here. Holston. Benzing closely guarded. Oh, turns back to his right. He's not going to be stopped tonight. Terrific drive from Benzing. Was not allowed to go to his left. He was able to shift quickly back to his right and get a layup. Boy, he's on top form. Look at this. Takes the bump and turns. That was a top-class move. And again, that was Barreto's drive to dish to Cressy. Timeout on the court. Dijon being doubled up. They trailed 34-17.
Attack the closeout and pass again. Because the defense is in place. They went through here. You need to move the ball here. Drive and after and kick.
I mean, you might think that the 4 of 10 shooting from deep is the difference to just 1 of 7 for Dijon. But really, it's all the way around. The performance for Zaragoza. They're just better tonight. They're beating them in every phase of the game.
Y lo queremos hacer con el ánimo de nuestro público. Esas palmas. Que suene el pabellón. Así. Estamos en defensa.
Well, I don't want to say that they weren't ready to play tonight at the start of the game, Dijon, but you know, that could be the case, and really you cannot afford not to be ready on the road in Spain. Leloup left wide open, and the mountain that they have to climb just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Good hustle from Alothin. Here's the applause from the crowd. Holston again, the bounce pass now, the long shot, and good hustle, but Michael Young's tap goes out of bounds. It was a good attempt by him. Suleiman with that missed three-pointer. Now the ball intercepted. Young on the break. Get ready. Oh, he tried to go for the dunk. He does get the ball to go down, and he's fouled by Justice. Look at this. That's why you go aggressive to the basket. Good things tend to happen, although not usually like that. Justice believing he had hit the ball, but the three-point play was not there for Dijon. Settle for the two. Radovic spins. Krejci. Benzing, that time short. And a push off and a foul called on Alexandre Chasson. Kind of wrapped up with Radovic.
Segunda falta personal del número 22, Chasson.
So when it rains, it pours, and fouled while going for an offensive rebound, Radovic. So he makes the first free throw. Drills the second as well. So they've equaled their biggest lead of the game, 17 points. Suleiman. Young. The loop, fouled, tries to get into the shooting motion, but fouled by Benzing. The foul before the shot. Here's it, see that? Flings the ball towards the goal, but the referee did not buy that. Holston from deep. It's good. Another multiple three-pointer game for David Holston. Fourth time in 5 games he's hit more than one three-pointer. He came in having hit 13 of 26. And now the travel called on Justice. And right now, Dijon just trying to keep this thing close, maybe go on a little bit of a run here before the end of the first half. Make this thing closer. Suleiman puts it on the deck, takes a little bit of contact, and gets it to go. Great drive. Krejci called for the foul. He's played very well this season for this Dijon team. You know, there's a lot of talk about how well David Holston has played, but Suleiman has been arguably just as important, if not the more important of the players. Talked about his numbers. Leading them in scoring, 15.7 per game. And also third on the team in assists at 2.3, and plays good defense. So the foul, Dijon over the limit. So this puts Benzing at the free throw line, and that's not what you want if you're Dijon, having Robin Benzing at the line. Garcia checks back into the game here for the final 142. Benzing just keeps pouring in the points. So he's got a game high 14 points right now. Make that a game high 15 points. Suleiman hands it off to Young, who again goes in, hangs in the air, Looked like he might have been trying to get some contact. Zaragoza tried to respond quickly, and the ball goes off of Garcia's hands. Wonder who they're going to charge this turnover to. Might be Benzing. Yeah, they do say it was a turnover on Benzing on that. No time like the present for Dijon to put the ball in the basket. Ulmer for three. Just like that, it's a 10-point game. Radovic from deep. Oh, how about that? The answer. Is there anything more deflating for a team than to hit a three-pointer only for the opposition, who already have a double-digit lead, to go down and respond with a three? Jassong this time a little bit off. And the harassing defense not able to force a turnover. Benzing says, why not? And yet again, Robin Benzing having the first half of his life. 18 points. 4 3-pointers for Robin Benzing. Radovic again. They've got time to launch it. It's going to be Benzing. He launches it. It was close. He got it near the rim. But he might as well take the rest of the night off. He's already scored more than his season average. 18 points. Unbelievable. Open, why not? I feel it. I'm going to take it. And I'm going to make it. And that's exactly what he does. Radovic also hitting the three. Great first half of basketball for the Casademont Zaragoza fans. Their team leads Dijon 44-28. 9 of 15 inside the arc for Zaragoza. 6 of 14 from deep. 3 of 12 for Dijon beyond the arc. And Legnon there, a little bit of frustration settling in. You see the rebounding, 28-12 in favor of Zaragoza. I mean, that is quite possibly the stat of the game. But then you got Benzing's 18 points. He has been a, wow. He has been tough, to put it mildly. And Zaragoza in command at the break. And you know what that means? It means we got a great chance to show you some first half highlights. So enjoy these. And just quickly before we go for a break, 23 defensive rebounds to just 8 defensive rebounds for Dijon.
I'm excited to be back. I can't wait to get started. I'm just going to do everything to help the team get as much wins as possible, and obviously bring my fire and passion to the game. Let's get it started.
And you might have just heard Dylan Ennis talking about can't wait to get it going again here, play for Zaragoza, a team that he suited up before. He has come in to bolster the lineup. So he will soon enough be on the floor for Zaragoza. And right now, though, looks like they're doing okay without him. They got a 44-28 lead over Dijon at the break. We'll be right back before the start of the second half.
Te esperamos ya muy pronto en pista. Y ahora vamos a disfrutar también en el descanso de la cheerleader de Casademont Zaragoza. Las vemos aparecer en este momento con su proveedor oficial, que es Liu Yo. y nos tienen preparado el show musical del descanso. Vamos a por él. Como siempre, espectaculares, ese aplauso para ellas. Y nosotros en unos instantes
No he podido evitar decir hola al sentir el tacón de tus botas. Me obligan a saltar de mi zona de confort. Y no crees que me pasa siempre. Siempre he sido muy mal delincuente.
nuestras chicas de Casademont Zaragoza.
Bamberger transition with Paris Lee. Lee throws the alley. Oh, my Lord! Connects with it. Taylor got the lob. Paris Lee threw it up, and it was a throwdown.
Neptunus in the white. Neptunus start with a basketball. Come off the two screens. Great curve right down the lane, and he just flushes it for two. What a start. Goliath just went down hard and said thank you.
I'm going to go to work against Margaritis. Oh, lovely crossover inside, and he puts down the poster, knocking Sarakopoulos to the floor. Oh, that's a power move to the basket. Just too much for Pauk to handle. Look at Sarakopoulos here. He ends up with his backside on the hardwood. Beautiful handoff, and then just a hammer throw by Madsen. Well, we know he's got the jump shot, and now he shows us he's got some hops.
Frankie Ferrari steps back now, gets in, puts it up. Oh, that was the playground move, baby. Looked like he was going to step back and attempt a three, then he went in and put it up, releasing it with one hand. Look at that. He wowed his own teammates.
Jacobin Brown trying to lead the fast break, goes coast to coast. Oh, what a pass behind the back. Jacobin Brown adds himself to the highlight reel. It's Solomon Bramo who makes the two.
Extra pass, great scramble. Smith, little handle off the glass. The two is sweet. Just ghosts past the defense. upstairs. Oh, what a play. Brown orchestrates. Justice keeps it alive, knocks it away. Chance to run for Zaragoza. Nice pass. Beautiful finish. Obradovic gets the 2. Super finish. Super play.
Thompson on the roll, wide open, and Thompson hammers it home. Gives a look to the bench. Doesn't react at all in a day's work for Casademont Thompson.
Well, you see the numbers of Alexandre Chesson, but not good enough for this Dijon team in the first half, and they have got a lot of work to do if they're going to come back and beat a Casademont Zaragoza team that has been easily the best on the night. 44-28, they lead at halftime. Robin Benzing just been terrific. 18 points. He's hit 4 3-pointers. And just overall, very impressive display from this Zaragoza team that, you know, they had been lighting it up in Spain, winning 6 of their first 8 games. We hadn't really seen it as much in the Basketball Champions League, but that might be about to change. And of course, Dylan Ennis will be incorporated into this team sooner rather than later. So that'll be also an exciting addition for the Spanish club. Well, just the unpredictability factor that we talked about. Neptunus, remember, were decisive winners at home last week over Zaragoza. Tonight they're being beaten 78-60 at Bonn. So things can change very quickly. And it looks like Pau Lac Orthez, who had that impressive win last week over Burgos here in Spain, they've carried the momentum from that into their game against Hapoel Jerusalem. That game is knotted at 34 apiece. It was see Robin Benzing there with the 18 points. 4 of 7 from 3-point range, 6 of 9 overall. And it appears that Pau Lac Orthez are actually getting it done tonight without their MVP of the week as well. Nicolas
Dijon, who had the terrific 35-point performance. And so I'm not sure why he's not playing tonight. So that makes that scoreline even more impressive for them. Paul Cortez at home against Hapoel. They had a 21-17 lead at the end of the first quarter, and they were pegged back in the second, being outscored 17-13. So a lot of basketball still to be played there, just like a lot of basketball still to be played here in Zaragoza, Spain. So Zaragoza 6-2 in Spain, 2-2 in the Basketball Champions League, but looking as if they've got every chance to go to 3-2 tonight in the Basketball Champions League. Leading by 16 points at the break. Haven't spoken much about Krejci here at halftime, but he has also been terrific. 6 points, 3 rebounds for Krejci. Constant movement. And Trygve Lennison also, even though he has yet to score, he has 3 blocks. So, contributions
from numerous players here. Kustis, 4 points, 3 rebounds. And Nemanja Radovic, 7 points, 6 rebounds. Typically a solid, productive night for him. And Chasson, meanwhile, knowing his team has a lot of work to do. Third quarter underway here in Zaragoza, Spain. It's Casademont Zaragoza leading it 44-28 over Dijon. Dijon have not lost in the competition at 4-0. See if they've got some magic here in the second half. Alatain has it knocked out of his hands by Leloup, gets it back, and quick rebound, outlet pass, up it goes, and Suleiman flies in and earns a trip to the line. Well, that was a good sequence for Dijon. Suleiman takes his time. And misses the first. Well, he came in having made all of his free throws on the season, and he misses 2, and that's the kind of night that it's been for Dijon. You wonder after that type of sequence how you're going to respond. Well, they come back and play defense. Michael Young has it. Holston thought about putting it up. Tough pass out to the wing, and it's going to be Suleiman who makes up for the miss. Free throws. And cuts that deficit back to 13. Suleiman called for a reach. Sealy this time blocked. Leloup. Dijon have definitely picked things up defensively. Holston bounce pass. Leloup goes up and he gets blocked. I don't know if it was Radovic or Sealy, but that leads to a break. And now Brasino is fouled, or Krejci rather. No, Brasino. It was Brasino. Excuse me. Here he is catching it. Waited and draws the foul. So good answer there by Zaragoza. And free throws for the Argentina international, who makes the first. Yeah, wasn't that long ago that Nicholas Brasino was in the NBA with the Dallas Mavericks, trying to make his way over there. Makes one of two. And the ball goes out of bounds. Zaragoza not giving up on it. And that's just careless. Almost unforgivable. 14 points to difference. Radovic, no look pass. Oh, and the dunk. Excuse me, it was Radovic with the dunk. I think it was Vasquez with the assist, in fact. Chasson. And it goes. Young was blocked, gets it back. Tough pass intercepted. And then Holston sneaks in there, gets it back for Dijon. Great fight by Holston. Suleiman flies in, gets swatted. Vasquez again triggers the break. Bounce pass, Aluthin goes back to Radovic. And now the complaints coming. Dijon thinking they were fouled at the other end and no call. That was about as clean gets. It looked good to me. Great no call by the ref. Well, have they called a technical foul? I think they must have. So 16 points the difference. Brasino misses the free throw, and now Radovic goes to the line. I'll tell you what, he is putting together quite a season. Radovic makes the free throws. 11 points, 7 rebounds for him on the night. 18 points to lead, the biggest of the game. Holston bounce pass. Chasson. Chasson puts it up from deep. More and more, it's looking like it's not going to be Dijon's night. Still got 17 minutes remaining, but no signs of a comeback. Seeley's pass deflected. They get it back. Zaragoza, plenty of time on the shot clock. And traveling the call on Radovic. And that was Radovic going in for the dunk. Holston. Oh, quick hands. Holston gets it back. Leloup from deep. Seeley. Three-point attempt. And this time Suleiman is fouled. A little bit of ironic applause. Deloop and Chasson go back to the bench. And Solomon back in, number 0. Holston back to Young. Julien. Whoa. Tough pass, and the collect by you-know-who, Radovic. And they are just making it look easy right now, Zaragoza. $13 points for Radovic. Suleiman having to work hard. Holston for 3. That's good. 3-pointer number 3 for David Holston. All of his points coming from behind the arc tonight.
Wow!
And a quick answer by Brasino. Bounce pass. Solomon knocked out of his hands as he goes towards the rim. And Fran Vasquez helps up Young. They're just a different class tonight, Zaragoza. And you have to go back to the start for Dijon. It was almost like Zaragoza started in overdrive, and Dijon started in about second gear. 4 3-pointers, though, for that man there, Holston. And back to a 16-point deficit. All 12 of his points coming from deep. Radovic misses from deep. And the offensive rebound, put back not there. They stay with it. Great fight by Brasino. Well read by Julien. There's going to be 3.1 on the shot clock. Vasquez leans into it. And Young traveled. So the ball goes back over to Zaragoza.
Cambio in Casademont, se retira Frank Locke.
Vasquez hears the applause. He was getting down on the hardwood, going for the loose ball. Aluthine gets rid of it. Justice now looks in, and well read by Julien. He's going to fly in here for the dunk. The young guard soars for the one-handed rim rocker, and it's back to 14 points now, the deficit. Dijon are not going to stop playing. Zaragoza had better not as well. Aluthine, meanwhile, charges. Julien takes one for the team, and now Abdoulaye Loum exchanges words with Aluthine. I wonder what it is about Aluthine that seems to be getting under the skin. He had words earlier. He got into it earlier with David Holston. They could call offsetting technical fouls here. Let's see what they do.
Segunda falta personal de Carlos Aluthine.
So the personal on Aluthine, and now, yeah, they've called technical, offsetting technical. So that's 2 quick ones on Aluthine. And Holston, who had a run in earlier with Aluthine. Well, not a run in, but certainly all was not well. Holston looks at the ref and says, "That's crazy." Meanwhile, Alathine has 3 fouls. Holston has 2 fouls. Holston from deep. Garcia comes back in. Justice catches it down low, passes it back out. Garcia, another rebound. Radovic, he is just a magnet, but now he travels, put himself into a spin cycle. Look at this, he catches it. He did about a 360 and then a 180. That was Julien's dunk. Seems like an eternity ago. So many things have been happening since. Here's Julien. Outside to Abdoulaye Loom, leans into it, and Benzing to the rescue. Justice faces the double team. Nowhere to go. Throws it off of Julien. And Julien, you could see, complaining, thinking there was a travel. Well, at least Dijon seemed to be up for a fight now. Again, Julien's dunk. Well, the rebounding has been a problem. Justice, oh, that's going to be an unsportsmanlike. I think they're going to look at that. I would be surprised if they did not look at that to see if it was unsportsmanlike. The foul on Abdoulaye Loom. And Legnon, meanwhile, has to like the fight, I think, that he's seeing from his team. Yeah, so they're going to look at it. My initial reaction was that was unsportsmanlike. That was excessive. But, you know, oftentimes when you slow it down, look at the replay, it shows something different. Let's have a look. So it was Solomon who came from behind. He went up. Well, I don't know. Was that excessive? Maybe not. I would say no, that is not, having seen it on instant replay. But you know what? That's usually an indicator. When I say that it's not, it is. Nope, it's not. I got it right. I'm going to apply for my refereeing job, my license. You would rather have the big Cuban go to the free throw line than to give away one inside right here. The only problem is you flirt with an unsportsmanlike. Justice makes the first. So the foul was indeed on Solomon and not Abdoulaye Loum. And Justice makes both. Axel Julien knifes his way in, gets it back out to Ulmer, who can shoot it. Abdoulaye Loum gets the rebound and goes up strong and scores, lays it up and in. Garcia gets to the baseline, passes it out. Benzing. Justice with the offensive rebound, gets rejected. Passes it, and they still stay after and come away with nothing. Ulmer rebounds, he gets it to Holston. Alley-oop pass, and Abdoulaye Loum tried to dunk it. He missed it. Benzing open, and Radovic with another rebound. And now foul. We got to look at the rebounding numbers. Casademont Zaragoza, 43 rebounds tonight, and just 20 rebounds for Dijon. I would not have expected it to be as pronounced as it is. Radovic comes out, and that's a big substitution because he's got a nose for the basketball. He goes out, Krejci goes out, Sealy comes back in. I want to see Lennison come back in. Justice, meanwhile, right back at the line after Julien's foul, which was his third. And Justice is proving to be quite the free throw shooter. Misses the second, however. The commentator curse. So he's now 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. Now Garcia called for the foul. Yeah, I didn't see that in live action, but now I see why Garcia is complaining, because he was moving his feet, and it was Julien who there's Dylan Ennis. Now he's going to be playing for this Zaragoza team sooner rather than later. He's just signed with the club, and he spoke at halftime about how he's excited and ready to get it going. Well, the lead 13 points. There could be no loss of concentration here for Zaragoza. Dijon looking like they're up for a fight here over the last 11 minutes of the game. Benzing takes a little contact, looks at the ref. 3-point attempt, and a strong rebound by Ulmer. He gets it to Julien. Ooh. Ulmer passes up the jumper, is able to get it back. Puts it up from deep. That's too long. Steve turns and is called for a foul. Look at this. He kind of turns. Well, Ulmer runs into him. And I don't think Fisak says, let's have a chat about this to the referee. Meanwhile, the Zaragoza fans are chanting fuera, which means away, to the refs. Oh, Julien, great drive, misses. Offensive rebound. Oh, he needed to make that in a big way, but he misses. So instead, it's going to be 2 free throws for Solomon. 0.7 seconds remains. And Justice, for not the first time this season, takes a knock on the knee. And he's going to probably leave the game. And I don't know when we're going to see him again. It's going to bring Trygve Lennison back in. Solomon sinks the first. Only misses the second, and Lennison goes up and rebounds it authoritatively. So at the end of 3 quarters, it's Casademont Zaragoza leading it 56-44 over Dijon. Zaragoza's just under 50%, 48% inside the arc, but it's the rebounding numbers that have been decisive and no doubt contributed to this lead.
46 rebounds for Zaragoza, 24 for Dijon. This might be a mild surprise. Points off turnovers, 16 for Dijon, 8 for Zaragoza. It's usually the other way around when a team has a decent lead.
Well, Pedesteri were trailing Mornar Bar in Montenegro, but now lead at 71-65 in the final minute. Bandirma also on top of Rostavecta in Germany, 77-68. In Group D, Neptunus fought back, but ended up losing still 97-85 at Bonn. And how about this? Po Lac Orthez leading at 58-55 at home over Hapoel Jerusalem. There's Rodrigo San Miguel having to watch from the sidelines tonight. San Miguel, a member of that Iberostar Tenerife team that did so well the last few years and won the title. The very first Basketball Champions League.
De este grupo de la Basket Champions League. Vamos a por ese último cuarto. Arriba Casademont.
Linnison, nice little touch pass, but then good defense prevents it, and Julian, like a bullet out of a gun, races down the floor, misses the shot, and Dijon will maintain possession. Look at how quick Julian got in. He was hoping to get a foul called at least. Tell you, the sense of urgency clearly there for this Dijon team now, and their problem is getting rebounds. They're not getting any second chances. Sealy from deep. Linnison might have gotten away with a push there. Garcia left wide open. And Linnison, another rebound, goes up and can't get it to go. Now quick pass. Ulmer passes up the three. Nowhere to go. And a foul called on Benzing. Yeah, that was a good call. Benzing moving a little bit too late getting in. Look at that. Well called by the referee. Long way to go in this one, folks. Dijon, out of all their wins, this would be the most spectacular if they would be able to pull it off. But a foul call down low on Solomon. Or Julian, I think it was Solomon.
Es la cuarta falta personal del número 0 Solomon.
Yep. Solomon played his college basketball at California, Jason Kidd University.
Venga, esas palmas, pabellón. Vamos, Zaragoza.
Sealy gets down low. And again, Solomon in good position there. This time does get the rebound.
Falta personal del número 32, la primera de Linnison.
And remember, with Justice out of the game with the knee injury, Linnison may need to go longer than expected. Although there's also Fran Vasquez who could check into the game. Ulmer flies in, hangs in the air, and draws the foul from Linnison. So the good news is you got a good shooter going to the line, and it also stops the clock. Could have called another foul on Benzing there, potentially. And if this one goes in, it'll be a 10-point game. And it does. And that's what we have. Well, even on an off night, Dijon proving to be determined. They might go, but they're not going to go quietly. Benzing at the charity stripe. Oh boy, that is quality stuff. I think that's his first basket of the second half. It is indeed. 20 points now in the game. Bounce pass, it goes to Abdoulaye Loum, denied by Benzing. Doing a little bit of everything. Linnison's pass intercepted by Julien. Axel Julien, bounce pass, Loum goes in, and again another block by Linnison. He is a blocking machine. He is the Sultan tonight, folks, the Sultan of SWAT. .17 on the shot clock. Suleiman back in the game. Julien changes directions. His pass intercepted by Sealy, leads to an open break. Flying in, it's Alathin, misses. What a reprieve, a let-off for Dijon. And making him pay is Solomon. Back to a 10-point game. That's a 4-point swing. Alathin, who left after the technical foul, back in. Hard to understand how he could have missed that layup. Benzing. Sealy. And I just wonder if Fizak might think about getting a timeout here. Boy, Julien's effort in this second half has been something to applaud. He has been given everything, as you should. But he is really going to leave it all out on the court tonight. So if Fizak does indeed call a timeout, you can sense the momentum starting to shift. Let's go down to the huddle. So it's Dijon's timeout. Excuse me.
Axel, and off you switch. And off you switch. After which,
Leer bien estas ayudas en window y los close out, hacer el favor de ser buenos y si no con faltas. El 5, aunque os bloqueen por
These are
delante.
fast break points in favor of Zaragoza.
Adelante. Estamos jugando.
You know, even though the size is giving problems for Dijon tonight of Zaragoza, you know, they do have the quickness, and you do wonder perhaps defensively if they can force some turnovers. Try to up the pressure a little bit. Six and a half minutes remaining. Buckle them up, folks. I've got a feeling this is going to get exciting. Young's shot stayed out. Alathin on the break to Sealy. Gets rejected. Boy, that was impressive by Ulmer. Interesting, they're blocking shots like crazy, but they struggle to get rebounds. Sela goes out of the game. Brasino back in. In fact, really, Zaragoza is the one that's blocking most of the shots, but there are 4 blocks here tonight for this Dijon team. Alothine goes in and out. Looked like it was going in. Young with the rebound. You feel some of the nervousness in the stands as their team tries to close this thing out. Chance to get it to single digits, the deficit. Young puts it up. Another miss by Young. It's not been his night tonight. Just 2 points for Young. Young is 1 of 8 from the floor. Brasino, oh, that is a dagger. What a smart decision to put him back in the game. Struggling for offense. Just go to your Argentina international, dial it up. And Julian looking for a foul. Alothine fouled by Axel Julian. Boy, Alothine really does bring out the best in Dijon tonight, doesn't he? France International was indeed whistled for an unsportsmanlike foul. But, you know, it was the shot by Brasino that has really made a difference. Just kind of gave him a little bit of breathing room. Alothine makes the first of 2 free throws. This is the second. It's his only point of the game, Alothine. Here he is driving in, puts up a tough shot, scores with the left hand. That's better. So Alothine has been a talking point tonight, the 18-year-old. And here he is on the break. Drives in and puts it up and in. Well, he really does have a bright future. Now we're starting to see why, the way he's been able to spark this team. And to be a starter at this level, at his age, is very, very impressive. 18 years of age. Can you say young player of the award, young player of the year candidate? Points in the paint. Of course, these teams will also play in France later this season. 3-point shooting, not that far off, actually 27%. Just one more make for Zaragoza. These teams will meet again in France on January 21st. So you might want to circle that date on your Basketball Champions League calendar. I've got a feeling that'll be special. I was thinking just a minute ago, this thing was about to get really interesting, and then Alothine decided to take matters into his own hands, as well as Brasino. I think Fizek being told that if everybody gets off the bench and complains, whatever, they're going to get a technical foul. 4.5 minutes remaining, 18 points. It's not impossible, but it's unlikely to come back from this. But what they can do is try to cut into that deficit. Young from the left, just still cannot buy a basket. Foul on Jeremy Leloup.
Es la tercera falta personal del número 9 y Leloup.
Benzing has his pass intercepted. Suleiman saw it coming. Hands it off to Holston. I think Suleiman, if he'd known that Holston might take that out, he might have just gone ahead and attacked the basket. Shot clock about to expire. Holston launches it. Good hustle from Chassong to get it back. And this time, oh boy, Suleiman misses on the drive. Radovic, little jump hook. He's not finished, is he? 15 points, 10 rebounds for Mr. Double-Double. Suleiman from deep. And Zaragoza are closing in on victory here. Ilethen goes right down the lane. Oh, what a finish! Slick ball handling. Seemed like ages ago that he had just 1 point. He's had a couple of sweet moves tonight, and that's probably the pick. So 7 points for Ilethen, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. Not a bad night's work. 1 steal.
Let's get back. Okay, defense. Okay, after in offense. Execute. Okay, execute. Next play.
As you look at the foul trouble, I think looking back, I think the whole game is summed up by that first quarter. Look at that, 23-11. I think Casademont Zaragoza came out playing fast with a sense of urgency from the opening tip, and Dijon did not. It took about a few minutes for them to rev the engines, and once they did, they were already trailing by 8 to 10 points, and they just have not been able to make up the difference. So this has to be a very encouraging display for Fizek. His team lost in the Basketball Champions League last week at Neptūnas Klaipėda in Lithuania, and then they fell in a tough game over the weekend. And the deeper you get into the season, the harder it becomes. So they called the foul on Radovic. And Jeremy Leloup makes the first. He's a player with a lot of Basketball Champions League experience. Also played for Strasbourg. Strasbourg in this competition in years gone by. Radovic sets the pick, rolls, Goes up and is denied. Another chance now. Suleiman left open, and Alathine drives in. Oh boy, that would have really taken the cake. Could have been able to make that. He was trying for a double pump reverse layup and missed it. Chasong meanwhile scores to get it back to an 18-point deficit.
Seguimos, Zaragoza.
Polak Cortez still on top of Hapoel Jerusalem. 3.5 minutes remaining, leading by 5. Starting to look like they could be a real deal. Benzing, and nobody boxed out. Radovic. $17 points for Radovic. Rashid Suleiman. Abdoulaye Loon. Quick pass. Axel Julien replies with a three-pointer.
Cambio en Casademont. Se retira nuestro capitán, Carlos Alocen. Vuelve Javi García.
7 points for Julien tonight.
Triple amigo, triple Nico Brusino.
2 threes for Brusino tonight. Suleiman collects it. Which is the pass to Leloup. Didoop. Jeremy Leloup. So 3-point shootout has broken out here in Zaragoza. So the Zaragoza fans standing, clapping, cheering. It's all good here, folks, in Aragon. Takes the handoff. Radovic. He wants another assist. The pass intercepted, and Leloup is going to come in and lay it up and in. Back to an 18-point deficit. Pustis, good to see him back out there, having had the knee issue. I was not thinking that was going to happen. Thought he was done for the night.
Segunda falta personal del número 21, Lund.
Well, just an overall great start, and you have to say Zaragoza have not let up at all tonight. They have kept it going. Just blame that one on the knee. Pustis. So the ball inbounded, and that is that. It is a big, impressive win for Casademont Zaragoza. They win it 75-60 over Dijon.
Y tiene otra victoria más en Europa.
Well, Dijon were among the unbeatens, but now that is no more. They have fallen for the first time in the Basketball Champions League, 75-60 at Casademont Zaragoza, who themselves have improved to 3-2. Dijon, well, they never would have anticipated going unbeaten throughout the year. You're going to have losses. And if they learn from this, then that'll be a good thing. You see there were 14 of 47 inside the arc, 8 of 28 from deep. But Zaragoza superior on the boards. 17 offensive rebounds of those 59 rebounds. Gotta love the play of Radovic. Week in and week out, he just brings it, doesn't he? Tonight, 18 first half points from Robin Benzing. And I guess he kind of gave him a launch pad to go out and get a big win. Dijon, who are third in the French league. They will still be in first place after tonight here in the Basketball Champions League in Group D. And here's some of the highlights. What are some of the numbers that jump out at you? Well, let's go back and look at the team stats. The rebounds we just talked about. Again, the points off turnovers, interestingly favoring Dijon, 18-10. Points in the paint, 32-22 in favor of Zaragoza. And Dijon had 28 points from the bench to 18 for Zaragoza. But at no time did Dijon lead in this game. So Casademont Zaragoza leading from start to finish and recording a big, big win at home that they needed. We'll just sit back and savor the performance from Nemanja Radovic. 17 points, 12 rebounds, ends up as his team's highest rated player efficiency-wise, plus 24. You got to love the stat line of Lennison, 3 rebounds, 4 blocks. Didn't score. Krejci, I thought, played very well early, helped set the tone. Finished with 6 points, 3 rebounds. Had a steal. And Brasino, you know what? He was okay tonight. He finished with 11 points, 2 of 3 from three-point range, 4 of 6 overall, and had 5 rebounds and 2 blocks. So he ended up with plus 14. Benzing at plus 15 efficiency was the second highest rated player behind Radovic. And for Dijon, as you look at Alothin here, well, I'll tell you what Alothin's numbers were. He finished with 7 points, 5 of 6, 6 rebounds, had a couple of turnovers and a steal. Who is the pick for Dijon? Well, looking back, Chassong, Axel Julien, Jeremy Leloup, Abdoulaye Loum, Rashid Suleiman. Well, maybe Suleiman, 8 points, 5 assists. Maybe Holston, 12 points and 3 assists. Those are the standings. Dijon still up at the top at 4-1, and Casademont Zaragoza climb into 4th place at 3-2. An exciting night in the Basketball Champions League on game day 5 is now in the books. And we'd like to thank you for joining us. And don't forget, there will be more action tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.